you know, and a little bit of other information in there. The big thing is 150 because we're so small, we don't want to overdo it.
Right.
Okay.
Did you find it?
I did.
Perfect. Okay. So our fluid bags, when you get them from us, this is what they're going to look like, okay? So it comes with 2 tabs. Sometimes we have a different brand, and there's only 1 plug. But either way, you're just going to pop this right off.
Either one doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, no.
Okay.
And then you're going to pop this into too. So with this, the sterile ends that we want to keep are the white part and this little blue part down here. So we want to try to keep them sterile. You can reuse the line as long as you're able to transmit them from one bag to another and keep this sterile. Meaning that once you pull this out, we're not touching it, laying it down,
Anything,
touching it,
right.
yeah. So what you're going to do is there's a little cap on here. Just pull this off. If you have the other bag that's a lot softer, if you put it in just right, you can puncture it, and then the fluids are going to leak everywhere. So what you're going to do is I usually kind of grab this part, go like this, and just kind of go straight in until you're in like that. Okay?
Yep.
Okay.
And you can already see our fluids starting to run.
Yeah.
So to clamp it, you have a couple options. You have 2 of these little hooks. So again, the wider part, they're open. If you push it to where it's thinner, it's going to close it off so
Yep.
the fluid can't run.
Okay.
Same concept with this. This one I like better because you can control it with your thumb. Sometimes it's easier, especially if you're doing it one-handed. Skinny part, it's going to shut it down. This part's going to open it up, okay?
Yep.
So open, and then you're going to close it down here.
Okay.
Sometimes, especially if it's been sitting for a while, like this one probably is, I'm going to clamp it off up here so we don't lose our fluids. You can kind of see how it's pinched.
Oh,
The
yeah.
fluids aren't going to run, but then as soon as you pinch this and kind of loosen it back
Back
up,
up.
it's going to start working again.
Okay. Can we get resupplies like
Yep,
from
yep,
you if
yep,
we just call?
Yep. Anytime you need them, you can get them. Fluid bags, I would probably call when you've got like 1 or 2 left.
Yep.
Every once in a while, we do have back orders, but we have a ton of it right now. So
Okay.
we're good.
Good. Awesome.
So this line here, we want to try to keep this end sterile, but we're going to kind of bleed the line, okay? So usually what I do is
Yep.
just go over to the sink, open this up, and just kind of give the bag a little
Squeeze. Yep.
Oops, I forgot I clamped it up here. So we're just going to kind of let the water, or the lactator ringers go through. So if I open up all of my clamps, okay. You just don't want a lot of air bubbles to go through.
Right.
So I'm going to clamp this down. I have it clamped to my finger up there, so it's not going to go right. So now it's clamped. So now we're going to put our needle on. So you're just going to pop this through. You put it on here, and it kind of just pops on, and then this twists around to kind of lock it in place. So when you go to take your needle off, I always go under it. So when you go like this, if you go forward, you're not going to stab yourself. If you do it this way,
Yeah.
so just go through it. OSHA tells you to recap a needle. You're going to go like this, and then go like this,
Okay.
and then twist this off to take it off. And then these can go into a sharps container. You can get them from the pharmacy. And then you would put a new needle on. Again, we're going to use the same one because it's still good.
But this would be done every time.
Every time.
Every time
So
with a
our
needle.
policy is once the needle's been used, you take it off and you put a
Right.
new one on.
Okay.
So if there's any bacteria on here from the skin, it's not going
Yeah.
to get into the line itself.
Okay.
Because again, we want to try to keep this line sterile. You can reuse the line a couple times. I think they're like $7 or $8. If you want to replace it, you can.
We were
But
thinking probably a new one with a new bag.
you can definitely do that. Yep,
Yeah.
you can definitely do that. You don't have to change it per bag. But like
Okay.
if you wanted to, like every other bag or something,
Yeah.
either way would be
Okay.
fine.
All right.
So now we have our fluid bag. Gravity is your friend. So the
Yeah.
higher the bag is, the better. My cat, Napoleon, was on fluids for 3 years. He knew windowsill was his. We actually just put like a little hook in the top of the windowsill, hung the fluid up there when we were giving it. We didn't leave it up in the light. We just kind of had it in the cabinet. But gravity is your friend. So either if Dad's going to stand there and hold it, you can take a metal coat hanger, bend it, and like hang it over the door. That will
Yeah.
work too.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So now we have our fluid line all set up. So this is what it's just give 150 mLs of fluid subcutaneously under the skin twice a week or as directed by the doctor. Okay.
Okay.
So this is going to be on here. So for him, we're gonna do 150, which is gonna be right about there. And then you're gonna do 300, and then 450, and then 6, and then 750, and then 9.
Yep.
So when you get to the 9, you're gonna have to change the bag between the fluid
Right.
one, which you can if you have somebody to help you. So you would just clamp it. Like if it's in him, you can still do it while it's in him. Someone's holding the cat in the line, clamp it. You just pull this one off. You have your new bag all ready over here. You pop the top off. There's a little valve in there, so it's not like it's going to pour out.
Okay.
And then you
Right.
can just kind of wedge it up in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're all set. And then you're going to stop at like the 50 mark. Okay?
Right. Okay.
Any questions on the line?
No, we're good. I
No,
don't hope you
yeah.
don't mind. I've been recording.
It is all good. Okay. So now we're going to get to the point where we're going to actually give fluids to him.
Okay.
So if you want to grab it. Have it between the shoulder blades. They normally have a lot of extra skin up
there,
here.
yeah.
Because he's a little on the thinner side, it is going to be a little trickier to give it. You can still do it. You're going to make a little tent. It might be easier to kind of grab right there. You can kind of feel your little tent door. So feel right there. You'll feel like a little kind of flat area with the skin. Sometimes it
Okay.
dents in a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yep.
That's where you're going to go with your needle. So what you're going to do is we're going to do a bevel up. So that's the bevel.
Yep.
See how it's open? So that's going to go up. We're going to recap this. You're going to go, you've got your little tent door. You're not going to go straight down. You don't want to go like this because you're going to hit your fingers. Kind of go between going straight down. So like
At an
kind
angle.
of like 45
Okay.
degree. So you're going to go in. So we're in, and then you're going to hold it with one hand. Your other hand you can unclamp, so whichever one's easier for you to use, or you can do two people. Okay? And then you're going to sit there and just hold it and watch it go through. So it's going to go slowly. We're not actually doing it yet, but so slowly go down until we get to our markers, which is 1.5.
Right.
Okay. Sometimes what happens is our little bulb right here gets filled. You can't see it running. If that happens, just turn your bag upside down. And then you'll be able to see your bag flow.
Got okay.
Okay? So who's going to do it first?
I guess I'll give it a
Are
try.
you sure?
Yeah. So for the needle, like how far? I guess you.
So usually I'll go, I mean, the needle's not that long, so I'll
Right.
kind of go in to probably about there, like, so it's actually in under the skin. So you can probably go right around there.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.